Hey everybody, welcome to another game of Pirates Peril. We're still in the closed beta, but I thought let's have a little bit of a battle report of this game. This game in question is between me and my son, and it's the first game for our campaign, because Pirates Peril has a campaign option built in. So I'm bringing a human pirate band, because, well, I like the models. In my case, I'm using the freebooter Fate models, just like my son. And I brought my my starting campaign pirate band. I've got a human captain who is pretty basic, just with paired weapons. Then I have a pistolero officer who's using double pistols. The pistolero has the option to shoot a little bit more faster than other pistol users, because they get a bonus on the reload. Then I have a rifle crew member with a long rifle, very long range, but it has a 2-turn reload, which can be a problem. But to help that, I also brought an assistant rifle crewman, who is pretty much only useful to reload the long rifle, to reduce the reload by 1 turn. So now I can at least shoot 3 or 4 times in a game. Then I brought a seasoned crew member, which is the upgraded basic crew member, with a blunderbuss and a one-hand weapon. Then I have another seasoned crew member with a pistol and just a basic one-handed weapon as well. Clocking in at exactly 200 doubloons, it's my starting band. My son though has gone for the Greenhides pirate band, and usually he's been testing the game with a lot of models, going for just cheap, but this time he decided to bring a little bit more of an elite Greenhides warband. So it's led by an orc captain using a pistol and a sword. Then he brought 2 Gnashers, which we just added to the rules. They are just your basic combat monster, just like the orc captain, so there's a lot of combat threat. And then, because he also wanted some officers, he brought a goblin officer with let's see, pair of pistols, and he brought another goblin officer with a blunderbuss and a hand weapon. Meaning he's got 3 officer members, so he can build up XP a little bit faster than I can in the campaign. And he has 2 Gnashers to have as they probably won't become any better during the campaign, but they do bring quite some scary combat potential in the first couple of games. So we rolled for our scenario, and the scenario was A New Storm. It's a fluff-oriented scenario, and it's a nice one to start. It's all about getting off the island where we're playing, so both of us have to get to the other side of the table and move our models off the table. I've got more models than him, so I should be able to win this scenario, because we get treasure tokens for each model that actually gets across the table. We roll off for deployment. I win. I also get to start the game then. So I put my models here on the island, as you can see. I went for the maximum range from the table edge to 4 inches. We're playing on a somewhat small board. But I'll have to swim the last part, because there's water that there's not an end to the table, which might take me an extra turn. My son deployed on the corner in the right, and I thought he was going to be sneaky and just use the buildings and terrain to get safely across. But then he realized that he actually needs to kill a couple of my models before I get to the other side, or else, yeah, I'll just have more models and just run off. So my first turn, I just move up, and I thought my son wouldn't really attack me, just go for the simple let's get across the table. So I just moved my stuff up, didn't really look at the ranges. I have quite a bit of shooting, but it's all 8-inch range except for my long rifle. And I just parked my models here. There's one, my pistolero officer is on the top left. I left one guy here behind. because reasons. And the rest of them is chilling at the building there, pretty much already halfway across the table. In my son's turn though, he moved up quite aggressively to the center of the table with a couple of guys, but he also had his captain hang around the center of the board. And I was like, uh-oh, the orc captain is quite scary in combat, and my son has a tendency to roll really well with him. I've seen the orc captain just wreck my units or my models on its own. So I was getting a bit worried. He was moving his snatches off the table. He thought they're a little bit faster. They have a movement of 5 instead of 4, so they can go 10. He thought I'll just got those on the other side and use my captain and the officers to put pressure on. So in the middle, he comes across, and I was like, yep, I'll take some pot shots because I've got quite a bit of shooting. Didn't actually hit anything, which was a bit of a problem. Then I started to bring a little bit more of a combat presence. Didn't really matter because my son just walked in with his orc captain and started hammering stuff. Option B was for me to just get as many models off the table and go for the objective and use my captain to block him up, as you can see here. The orc captain is a little bit more tough than the human captain. The biggest difference, he has a strength more. But my combat buff is enough for my general to do a little bit more extra. Both captains have their special unique ability. The orc captain can increase the movement of the entire Greenhide warband. And my captain can give a single model a little buff, which I use to get some more range on one of my models. Just get them away from the combat and get them off the table. Because I was not going to win a fist fight with the orcs. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping I might take down his orc captain for once, because the combat was going 50-50. As you can see here, they both have 2 wounds. They both have the same agility, so they're striking each other at the same time. And then they killed each other, which was the first time I actually, or mortally wounded, let me say it correctly. The first time they actually, I actually get the orc captain down. On the left side, I have one of his goblins just running behind my long rifleman, which I really want to keep alive because the long rifle is a pretty expensive upgrade. You can run out of combat, only you get 1 extra attack from the opposing force if you run away. Which missed, I moved away. He followed me and then he caught me there and then he killed me. Or mortally wounded. The game works with mortal wounds. If you go down in the game, most models have 2 or 3 wounds. If you're mortally wounded, you're off the table. And then in the campaign phase, you roll for what exactly happens. So we did that in this game. So I got 3 guys on the other side of the table. He got the 2 Nashers, but then he had his last orc or goblin officer on the table, and he had 3 turns left to just slowly walk him across off the table. No problem. So it was a draw on the treasure tokens. We both have 3 treasure tokens. Then we go to the campaign part. I have to roll for 3 of my guys. He has to roll for 2 of his guys. His orc captain, who was mortally wounded, rolls a 2 on the chart. So he gets a wound. We have to roll again. And he ends up with a peg leg, which will decrease his movement for the rest of the campaign. Lucky me. This other officer, no problem. Nothing happens. He's completely fine. Then I roll for my 3 guys. My captain, no wounds whatsoever, so lucky on the dice. But I do lose one of my seasoned crew members. I roll a 1, it's insta-dead. The guy dies from his wounds. I do get some money from this game and some experience, which is nice and which is pretty much needed, because I'm going to need the money to replace my seasoned officer. He's probably gonna use his doubloons to just buy another crew member. If you're gonna go cheap with the Greenhide or Pirate Band, he might even get 2 crew members on, evening numbers out and keeping his edge. So while the game was officially a draw, I think he ended up better. Yes, his captain is permanently wounded, which is a problem, but he is looking pretty decent because he's gonna use the money to buy cheap crew members, and I'll have to replace my pretty expensive crew member. Right, everybody, I hope you liked watching this battle report of this game. It's not even out yet, it's still in the closed beta. Big words for a small game. But leave some comments about if you have any questions or if you're curious about stuff, and I'll try to reply on what's going on. Alright, everybody, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. This is a different channel from the Orange Road, so if you want to keep up to date with Pirates Peril, like and subscribe. And if you don't watch this channel and just watch the Orange Road if you're into Night Age general stuff. Alright, everybody, thanks for listening again. Bye.